One time, brother, one time. It's the family bloodline.
Hey, what's good, family?
What it do, good people?
Yeah, you got it. I'm a little ways away from my soundboard, but so let me try and get the hand claps going in real quick one time for the one time.
Let me see if I can do it.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. We still back. We still back. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
There you
yeah,
go. Good.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. Juan, I love it. I love it. So
There
we
we
back
go.
for Free Flow Friday. We are back for Free Flow Friday. I gotta
Yes.
try and fix my earphones in a second, but in the meantime, in between time, let's talk about y'all's weeks.
All
Um,
right.
How's it been going?
the week
I'm
has
Go
tired.
ahead, I'm still listening.
All right. Juan, you want to go here?
no.
All right. I'll kick it off. We've been stellar as I grab my cocktail. We've been stellar. Can't complain. I complained last couple days with my butt. Uh, they had me
Hmm.
out there taking down a block wall like I'm Flair Flintstone or something with a sludge hammer. Don't
Uh-huh.
work like that. We don't get down like that, man.
Oh
But
Lord.
I got subbed out to this other contractor to help them out, help them get along. Things been working. They finally got us a drill. Then we working well. We getting the wall down. The cat I'm working with, he hits the stitching cord with the drill. Just out
Oh,
all the power everywhere. Now
oh
we
no.
It
back
started working.
we but now we back to the sludge hammer. We just this 8 o'clock in the morning. We just got
He
there at
still
7.
started
It's eight
working.
o'clock in the morning.
He was tired. Had been working all week. He was tired.
And I walked away from it and watched them break it down. You know what I'm saying? I just hauled it out. I say, hey, bro, I haul out. You go ahead and bring that wall on down.
Oh
'Cause it was
Lord.
his fault. He like, I'm sorry, bro. My bad, bro. No, whoa, no apologies to me. Come to find out, it's his third day on the job. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Yeah.
my.
Correct. You know what I'm saying? He had been doing asphalt and all this, but the weather been messed up, so he's still a laborer, so you can bounce around and do anything. But then they throw him in the demo world, and he come out there first day.
Killing it. Just own it. Just own it.
But it's
So
Friday,
my
can't
my
complain.
yeah, it is. It absolutely is. And I'm happy about it. I'm happy about it. I We graduated our students today. So we finished with that. It was a great graduation, and Maya and I are now down here in Tennessee. Um, and goodness gracious, Pigeon Pigeon Forge.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
down here in Pigeon Forge. Yeah, we down here in Pigeon Forge. So we're gonna be here for the next couple of days. Vacationing. Gonna run over to Gatlinburg in a little bit, and hit some distilleries, hit some other spots. So that's what it's gonna be this weekend.
How's the weather down there?
Mm, mm, beautiful.
Mhm.
It's nice. It's nice down here. That's yeah. She getting that ice. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right. She finna pull up some of that blackberry crown with some Sprite.
Okay.
Limited edition blackberry crown with some Sprite because it's on and popping with that.
Yeah,
That
it's been a
blackberry, if
minute
you can
since I've been
find it,
down to Tennessee. Y'all enjoy yourselves, man.
for sure, for sure. That's what it is. Cause I'm excited to be down here. I'm excited to be down here. So Brenda Jackson. Hey, welcome in.
Mhm.
So, Free Flow Friday. That's hard to say fast. Free Flow Friday.
Free for Friday.
And yeah, that's a little tough. And so today is no distinct topic, right? We just flowing and seeing how it go. I don't know if Henry was trying to catch me on Instagram, but I'm not set up for Instagram right now, and so he would miss it. I'll see if I can figure out how to shoot him a message elsewhere. But I know he was gonna hop on and talk about some things. I had another couple people that said that they wanted to join, and so I already put the link. Hey, there we go. I put the link in the chat already. Hey, what's going on? How's it
Welcome.
going?
Welcome
Hopefully you
in.
can see the link. Go ahead, Cuzzo. Say that again.
So I was just saying, welcome in to
Yeah,
everybody
welcome
joining.
in for sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but go ahead and
So if
explain
you
the
wanna,
free flow. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, Free Flow Friday is the topic is upon the viewers and what if you want to plug your business, if you want to spread some information, if you want to
If we look,
talk to the people, come on, let's get it, let's do it. I want to try and post and paste this link again. I'm doggone it. Come on, there we go, perfect. All right, pasting a link again for everybody that just hopped in. So if you want to come on, Tanisha, if you want to hop up and kick it off, I know you wanted to talk about some things, and now is the perfect time to highlight everything that you've been wanting to say. Now is the perfect time. So let's get it.
yes, sir. What up, sir?
Yeah, Free Flow Friday, big bruh. Oh, Maya hopped on too.
Hey,
Nice to see you.
y'all see about that Baltimore, that crane, I mean, bridge and everything.
The bridge, yeah.
That was
Yeah,
crazy.
what's your thoughts on that?
Devastating. I'm on a construction side, so I get it was been posted all in like our newsletters and everything about like the biggest cranes and everything getting sent out there to help clean up and everything. So excuse me. It was tragic. I mean, it
Yeah.
went down just like man, you would thump it.
And so that excuse me, that's kind of my thing right now. Is looking at how lightly, and maybe it's just the wrong view of the cruise liner, but it looked like the thing just tapped the bridge and it was gone.
It just went like
It was
dominoes.
destroyed. Yeah. So I don't know what to make of that. Was it already a crummy? Was it getting to the point of where it needed? Well, actually, they were working on it already, right?
Correct. There were, I believe, 8 workers up there. 2 of them been found. 4 of them been found, but 2 of them were survived. But they still have 4 missing. Yeah, they was on the bridge doing potholes and whatnot, and yeah, it went up and yeah, tragic.
Yeah, I didn't know how many people had disappeared or were injured or anything.
Yeah, that was so far. That's all they spoke about was the 8 people.
Okay. Oh, snaps! I didn't even see you pop on, sis. Let me bring you on real quick. Let's add you to the stage. And I'll swap you up real fast. All right, so Tanisha, you on?
We don't see
Can you
you.
hear it? Can't see you,
She's muted.
but you on. And
Give
you
me
muted.
1
Yeah.
second.
All right.
Okay. All right. Shoot. Oh, that was a fast drop. Big brother, were you gonna hop on?
Hi, sir.
Not sure.
Yeah, bro, I already got something to say. No, he's sitting back, pondering what he got to
And
say.
right. And it just so happened that this week that you on, I don't see Henry. Henry was on last week.
Yeah. He supposed to be coming on talking
I
about fun things.
yeah, and that's what I was saying. I need to let me see if I can find Nana real quick because I'm gonna hit him up. I'm gonna hit him up and see if I can get him to slide through. That is absolutely my fault. It's absolutely my fault. So let's let our guest up. It'd be nice if we could see a face with the
Yeah.
name.
She ready. When she put a picture up, I think she ready.
Oh, my bad. Let me pull you back. I'm sorry. My bad. I didn't mean. I don't know how far to go with this stuff.
He's just dropping people over there.
Yeah, it's not a good look. It's not a good look.
Yeah. You know, a sister's
Okay.
job is never done today. So
Uh-oh, when you roll up.
Okay. All right. All right. Here we go. Here we go. What's going on,
Sir.
big bro?
Family, greetings. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Wanda.
Hello. Hello.
Hey. You doing her tonight. That is, girl, you look, a woman of many talents.
I am.
Yeah, I know. I know. You come from good cloth.
All day.
Yeah, you can't tell me
All
nothing
day.
about the cloth you come from. Because I know the cloth. Well, let me talk about one fabric of the cloth.
Right.
I never met moms. I never met moms.
Oh, you ain't never met Auntie?
I mean, not directly. That night I came over there, it was some function y'all was having. It was a party.
There as well.
Oh, I know it.
It was probably just a fish fry.
It was something.
Just a regular
It was
fish fry.
some food going on. It was a lot of children, a lot of family.
Oh,
I
it's
feel right at home.
Them niggas some breeders.
And I feel right at home.
Dang. That's what's up.
Right,
That's
I feel
what's
right
up.
at home. Dirt, how you doing this evening, brother? It's good to see you.
Oh man, great, man. It's always a pleasure having you come on each and every week. You know, boys over there playing Fortnite. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep them calm down. The twins,
Right.
Man, they went to spring break last week. They went to school Monday through Wednesday, and then they don't go back until like Wednesday or next week. I'm like, they should have gave them 2 weeks off, bro. I don't understand. They got so many days out of school, and they expect them to learn. It's crazy.
So, are you and your wife's schedule compatible? Where, somebody be off while they're at home, and while the other parent is at
But
work.
correct. She works from home, so
Cool.
So it's flexible,
Okay.
on that aspect of it, but
No doubt.
it's still like she still has to work too, you know, and they running around here with
Hey,
nerve guns.
bro. It's only gonna be so much running around for mama put them in that little corral. How mama used to hit us with that? With that look.
Correct.
Shut you down like a robot. You be like, without a doubt.
We got our other guest speak as well, Jigga.
Yeah, come on, sis. Let me let you up.
Hi, how are you?
Great. How you
We're
doing?
doing well.
Evening.
Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us about your brand and all the other good stuff. We're here to listen. We're here to hear it.
Excellent. Well, my name is Tanisha Pettis. I'm a marketing director, and I'm actually a broker. I work in finance, and what I do is I like to help our community in putting our money in better places, in well-respected places, because right now we're not doing that.
Agreed.
I have a license. I'm licensed in 18 states, and I have a firm of over 12 agents. I have a senator on my team who is an agent. And what we do is we do a lot of financial education, and we also help people format their money. We're about breaking generational curses and creating generational wealth. So that is what we do.
Okay. Yeah, much needed in the community.
It is definitely, there are a lot of myths that need to be broken. And historically, we have not been in the best position with finance. But Forbes magazine put out an article in 2001 that said that by 2053, the median Black household income will be zero by 2053.
Yep.
And Latinos will be following us in 2075 at zero. By 2053, they said that Black Americans will be facing the second wave of slavery by then.
Yep.
We're estimated
Absolutely.
to spend $1.7 trillion this year, and less than 10% of that will be in investments.
Jig always he let us know that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. Because it's a real thing. It's a real thing. And if you understand the implications for our future, and actually being able to own wealth and to own something and to actually control our own narratives, that's what we're giving away to people. We're giving away our control, our resources financially to control our own narrative, and we're doing it willingly, and that's an issue. That's an issue with me. Personally, it's an issue with me. And
Yeah.
we're doing it because we would rather invest in foolishness than invest in our futures.
I
And
think
it's
there's-
not even so. Go ahead.
I think there are a lot of misconceptions, I'm sorry, about how we can raise and how we can save and grow our money. I talk to a lot of people and every day, believe it or not. And one of the biggest issues we're having is with this great wealth transfer. The number of baby boomers that are of color, Black and brown baby boomers, that are coming out of the workforce with very little money. And a lot of times we come out of the workforce because we physically cannot handle work anymore. We are broke down from working so much. And so it's a way, I figure out a way to grow your money so you don't have to worry about it. That's what I do.
So what are some of the avenues that we can take to do that? Because I think, well, it's I can't even say that it's just a lack of knowledge. It's a lack of want, honestly. But trying to go down that path, that line, that want, that drive of being able to expand your money, even if you're not working. How do we do that? What does that look like?
It's attainable if you want it to be. Being able to conserve money or put money in good spaces requires habits. You have to have good financial habits. Now, I'm not saying you have to starve yourself of a good time or not have, your drink or whatever now and again, but it is about how we waste our, good time that you don't give that up. You don't give that up. You'd be surprised how many people I sit with and I go over their monthly expenses and they'll have full cable access and then they pay for all the online subscriptions of all the cable access companies that it should be free anyway. Right there, you free up like $300. People, you'd be surprised how many people have more than one Netflix account because they don't realize that's coming out of their account. People very hastily spend money, like they spend money, then they don't monitor their money very well. And then you have the ones that feel like because they don't make a lot of money, they can't put their money in places that can grow, and that's not true.
So when you say people who feel like they don't make a lot of money, what's the ballpark range that you're speaking about when it comes to that?
It just depends on what your discretionary is. If you're someone who can only afford $150 a month, then do $150 a month. See, what I like to do is set you up for success, which in my mind, my body, my soul, I feel like you are going to financially get better. When you see how this benefits you, your money is going to grow for you and you're going to put more into it and it's going to grow a lot faster. If you've ever heard of their family banks, I help set up family banks. So this is where you create a bank.
Wait,
yourself.
hold on, time out. Yeah, I was about to ask you to define that so we can explore that a little bit more. Yeah.
Okay.
What family? A family bank?
Yes.
Okay, let's get into that.
Okay, so a family bank is where, all right, for instance, let me give you a good example. Most people have a savings account, am I right, with a commercial bank, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Are you aware that you pay taxes on that money?
Yes.
Are you aware that, your money, if you have over $250,000 in there, anything
It's
over
not
that is not
insured.
protected and is not insured? Okay.
Yeah.
And also, do you know that if you were to go to any bank location and want to withdraw anywhere between $5,000 or $10,000 or more at one time for whatever reason, you're going to have to wait 24 to 48 business hours minimum because of fractional reserve banking systems right now.
Well, but how does that make sense? How does
Because
that make
banks
sense?
don't carry cash.
Huh?
Banks don't really carry cash anymore. If you notice, they got those big, showy vaults in a lot of these banks, but there's nothing in the vaults.
And so why am I putting my money into this? Are we talking about this being like 95, 80% digital versus something that's tangible? Because if a person wants to if a person wants to feel the greenbacks, how is the bank stopping them from getting that? Especially like I don't want to have it didn't take me 24 hours to deposit this, and I'm simply expressing a grievance. That's all. It didn't take me 24 hours to deposit this money. So why is it going to take 24 to 48 hours for them to give me my money? I put it in there for them to hold it.
Right.
It should be there. Where is it going?
Because banks invest your money to other things. That's the
Yes.
same thing with 401ks. When you put your money in a 401k, you're a silent investor in that company that you're getting that 401k from, and your money in turn is going to buy things to benefit that company, and they pay you a very small residual that they eventually write off anyway. So companies take no loss even when they match you. That money is written off in the company's taxes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So maybe I took us down a bit of a tangent. So
No,
the family bank, my bad. The
no.
family
So
bank.
back to the family bank. If you know who John D. Rockefeller is, correct? The Rockefellers are still one of the richest families in this country. And if you look at what they did, more than 80% of their wealth at this time is in life insurance. Because a lot of the commodities that we had at the time that they saw tremendous financial growth are now globalized. So what they did is they put life insurance policies on every member of their family, and they put that into a trust.
Trust.
And so what does the trust do
The trust,
along with the actual insurance? What did that do, and what did that spell out? How did that spell wealth for them?
because
How did that? Yeah.
okay, so the cash value life insurance grows because when you are putting your premium into your policy, you're not giving money to the company, you're actually adding to your trust. So when a Rockefeller passes away, one of their members passes away, the death benefit pays out, but the cash value of the policy continues to grow in the trust. So this is what
Okay.
creates generational wealth.
Okay.
Now,
And
of course, they
so
have investments outside of the life insurance trust, but that is the nucleus of their wealth. Is that
okay. And so what does the trust do? Like, is there some type of special protections that trust gives?
Yeah.
Monies or why would it be worth us putting money in a trust or establishing a trust rather? Why would that be a thing?
if let's just say this, when you put money in a trust, it works on both sides of the fence. On the inside of the fence where your family is, it clearly defines who is entitled to what and who is not. You have an executor of the estate that handles everything. That could be a non-biased part like someone that's non-biased in your family that's not a part of the family. And what that does is whoever establishes that trust outlines very specifically how money is to be distributed from here on. Okay. And then they can set up the trust that when they die, their successor becomes who they are. Now, on the other side of the fence, on the outside of the fence, Trust protects you from the government because the government can't come in and take money from you that they feel they're owed. If you look at three of the most famous people in our community, you have Michael Jackson, Prince, and James Brown. All three of them, with all the money they've had in the decades of success they had, none of them had a living will or trust. And what happens is
What?
all of their estates went to probate. James Brown's estate took 7 years before his family saw any money after he died.
7 years.
Took 7 years because the government runs through it. They take everything they're entitled to. Every penny of tax you owe, they are going to take every debt, anything you owe, they're going to strip you of that. In a trust, they can't do it.
So let me state this real quick. Taxes are weird to me because if I get $1, right? Let's say I'm at work and I earn $1 from my employer, and that dollar is taxed 25 or 0.25%. So I'm only getting 75% or 75 cents off that dollar.
Mm-hmm.
But I take that dollar and I go to a store and I go and get goods or services, and I'm taxed another 25%. Well, now I'm left with 50 cents, but the taxes on that actual dollar has been doubled from 25 to another 25. And it's simply coming from one person. It's coming from me. I'm the consumer.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I actually got to go start paying bills, but the bills that I pay are also taxed.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm hit at another 25%. So I'm only left with 25 cents right now. But I almost forgot. I haven't gone to go get any groceries. I haven't bought gas. I haven't simply made sure that we have like textiles, we have clothes, we have shoes. So every time we're spending this dollar, it's getting taxed again and again. And I'm just one person. So my question, and this is rhetorical. It's not to the group. It's actually to the government. If someone has already paid taxes on the dollar that they earned, every dollar that we've earned has already had taxes paid on it. Why are we still paying taxes on the dollars that we're making? How is this possible? I don't know if that made sense to anybody. Well, hold up. This BlackBerry is a beast right now, but I'm here.
Well, one of the reasons is because you're federally taxed, and then you're taxed by your state, you're taxed by your county. I mean, we can go deeper with the taxes. Like, for instance, if you buy a house and it's paid off, you own the house and the land, who are you paying property tax to and why?
That's a great question.
You own the house and the
Because
land. So
Yeah.
why are you paying property tax? Here's an even better one. When you have a 401k and you have a job, and let's say taxes are 2% when you get the job, the average person now stays at a job 6 to 8 years. But let's go back further. Average person will stay at a job for 30, 35 years. By the time you retire, the taxes are 12%, right? You're in a 401k as a deferred tax plan. 401k isn't even a retirement plan. It's a tax code. So that means they're pushing your taxes out to when you retire. Now, you're going to pay the tax, the 12% over the 2% from when you started. You don't pay gradually up. You pay exactly what it is when you retire. And then on top of that, you have to remember what monies you do have that goes towards your retirement is going to put you in a higher income bracket if it's more than $200,000, which means you're not going to be taxed at 22%, but you're going to be taxed at 30%. So you're taxed twice with 401ks. That's why the average American needs $1.2 million to retire, because about $680,000 is about all you're going to have left after taxes.
Oh my goodness. Not to mention that salaries haven't actually been able to keep up with the rate of inflation, which is over 8%. And every time there's a push or a movement to increase wages, there's a direct pushback. But again, even if you have a savings account right now, your savings account is going to get you at the most 0.1% for savings, and maybe a bit more. Let's move it to 1% in savings on the money that's at a credit union, right? So that you have in savings. You still have a 7% deficit that you have to make up for before you can actually make a profit on anything that you have in your savings account. everything is already gone. It's already spoken for. You're not making anything for yourself or for your future. You're simply the only thing that you're doing is making more money to be taxed, but you're not making more money to get profit, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. If you hear this
Hmm.
and you know all this and you acknowledge all this, what if I told you that I could help you with a plan with everything that you're putting into a savings account? It goes into a bank. It goes into a bank that grows at a compound interest rate of about 9 to 12%, which means you will double what money you have in there every 6 to 7 years. Not only that, but I've added a death benefit to it because IRS tax code 7702A says you cannot tax insurance. So if you add a death benefit, that becomes insurance. So therefore, you are not taxed on the growth or distribution of that money, and you're able to take it out for any reason at any time that you wish.
Um,
Why would
well,
you not invest in that?
let me do you one. Excuse me, one better. Instead of me answering, because we've been bantering back and forth because the
Yeah.
BlackBerry been flowing through me fluidly. Family, what y'all got? What are y'all thoughts? What's y'all's takeaway? What are y'all questions?
You was answering. I mean, you was asking all the questions that pretty much was gonna come up about the family bank, and just you went down. You turned left a couple times, but you came back. So, but yeah, I have no questions at this time.
Mm-hmm.
No. So
Yeah.
would you go ahead? I'm sorry. See?
No, you go ahead.
I was just going to ask, like, would you put any type of action to what's being said, Dirt? Even if it's $50, $25, $20.
Like we have something called $1 million baby plan. And what that is if you have a child and you put aside $25 to $50 a month for that child, by the time they get to retirement, they'll be a multimillionaire.
Ain't that the Gerber baby?
That is Gerber doubles at 18. When they turn 18, their money doubles, but it doesn't double after that. It does grow at an index rate, but the index universal life for children, the juvenile policies grow very quickly. And then once you relinquish that policy to your child, once they're an adult, of course they're going to put more than 50 or 100 or 25 or $50 in there because they're going to be working adults. So the more money they put in, when they max fund that, the money grows so fast that you're able to borrow from it to down payment on a house when you get married, buy vehicles. Most people who get these type of policies are people who know how to strategize asset protection to where they grow their assets. So they're able to get policies like this, grow their money or have it max funded till it's to a certain amount, and then put their money into something, pull the money out and put it into something that's going to create more assets for them. So a lot of people purchase property, houses, Airbnbs. A lot of them are purchased with this type of maneuver. I have, yeah, I have friends in Atlanta that flip houses, and they wanted to get these. Her and her husband both got one, so they wouldn't have to bring in silent partners when they would purchase properties in very high end places. Like the house could be destroyed, but it's a very sought after neighborhood, so that the property value is high. It becomes expensive, and instead of bringing in a silent partner that knows nothing about building and rehabbing, because they know contracts go over, things happen, they decided that they would be able to borrow from themselves to do the same thing and be able to get supplies, permits, everything. And they're doing twice as many houses now with both of those.
So it's not like an IRA or anything. It's
It is. IRAs are more the difference with IRAs is IRAs are in what are called variable accounts, which means your money is directly in the market. And whatever happens in the market, if you lose money, you lose money. Yeah. The index universal life policy came about in the late 90s, and a lot of people started getting them. Big corporations started supplying them to their golden parachutes and that sort of thing. They didn't really catch on until 2008 with the housing market crash. And when everybody was losing their shirts and houses and hats and everything else,
Mm-hmm.
people with IULs didn't lose a thing. Even if they lost their job, they had a policy that had equity that they could pay their mortgage and they could feed their family until something else came about. Whereas a lot of people lost literally everything, including their retirement.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the question.
Mhm.
What's the minimum deposit and is it liquid?
Your money is liquid. The minimum deposit is contingent upon your discretionary. And let me tell you, if you're working with a broker or someone who creates these, um, if they're not building it out particular to your finances, don't follow through with it. It has to be properly structured because everybody's is going to be different. Not everybody makes the same dollar. Not everybody pays the same bills. Because what you want to do is you definitely, in my case, when I sit with clients, I like to know where they're saving their money, where they're investing, find out what they're doing, how it's performing, and show them. And I have illustrations I can do because I work with over 40 different companies. I can illustrate for them companies that are moving much faster, give them the option to put their money in a better place. I'm not trying to create another bill in anybody's house. What we're trying to do is strategize putting their money that they're already saving in a place where it grows faster, safer, and without taxes. I like to provide tax-free retirements for people, and that is very possible.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Sorry. You got anything to say?
At this point, I'm just listening to the information. And the sister's information has been spot on. Right, the Rockefellers are one of the best examples, along with the Kennedys as well. Right, uh, of creating this cycle of generational wealth the way that they did. And if I was to say anything, of course, I'm the rational radical. And what I would say simply is that this is information that was not made mainstream, especially for people that look like you and I, right? Especially for people that look like you and I, because when you think about the possibility of three major celebrities like Michael Jackson, James Brown, and Prince, right, being around all of these financial people, right, and all of this money that their generation, but nobody stopped to pull a coattail to inform them about what this is talking about. So that tells you where that vibe and that frequency was going. They it was not intended for us to buy to buy into this process of generational wealth as it was for other groups of people, right? And that is about as much as I'm gonna say, because it turned from Free Flow Friday to yeah, you know how I go. So we're not going there. I have my notebook and my pen, and I'm going to be studious. And a lot of this information is stuff that I'm aware of, I've heard about, but I am glad that you are here this evening, Sister Tanisha, and you're
Oh, thank you.
further educating me and those who may be unaware about the process of creating generational
So
wealth.
Thank you.
big bro, with all you're getting, how much of the applicable process of these things are you practicing?
So for me, the furthest I have went is to get my son a policy, right? But what I have not done is took it to the next level, like this sister's talking about, which is why I'm so uh attentive, to what she's saying, because hopefully as the podcast comes to a close, she'll give us some further contact information where we can continue to glean from her many years of professional and personal experience in this area, right?
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I talk about social stigmas with this as well, and he's right. It wasn't intended for everybody. There are a couple books that you can read. One book that I read was called "What Would the Rockefellers Do?" And in that book, John D. Rockefeller was not a good person. I'm gonna be honest with you,
Absolutely not.
he was not good. He's the one that created the Board of Education in public school systems. But he also
Mhm.
very openly said he did not want to live in a land full of free thinkers. He wanted people to be employees. And a lot of what he did is the structure that we're in now. Another book that I would recommend, and this is a little book, it's only about 60 pages. It's called Money, Wealth, and Life Insurance. It's by Jake Thompson. And this book outlines how index strategies and index growth methods, compound interest, grows money to epic proportions. One of the best examples in that book is not only showing you exactly how many companies and banks actually put money into life insurance, but Walt Disney built Disneyland with money from an index strategy.
Oh, really?
In California, yes.
Oh,
And the book
I
talks
was
about.
I was
Mhm.
unawares.
Yeah,
Okay.
John McCain financed his entire presidential run with his life insurance money.
Well, that part I can understand from John McCain. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big waste of money. But and like I said, on the social side of things, I always say I don't have children, but if I had a son, I would insure my kids, especially my Black males. Because I think if as much as we cannot stop them for what they do when they don't know how to properly de-escalate, we can bankrupt their precincts and we can affect Wall Street when they got to pay $1
Well,
million.
how? Let's walk that real quick because educate me on the correlation between the two, right? Because the reason why I'm asking is because police officers who are POSs, right? At the end of the day, they don't care about the capitalistic aspect of what they're doing. Now, granted, by the time that consequence reaches them, they'll get fired. Unfortunately, as soon as they get fired, they're able to get hired in the township over, right?
Mhm.
New York has paid out billions of dollars to victims of police brutality,
Mhm.
billions of dollars
Mhm.
throughout the last 5-10 years.
Mhm.
So the question that I have is, can you give me the correlation between those two?
Okay, so when you look at a lot of the victims that were unfortunate when it comes to police brutality and killings. I mean, Michael Brown, Sterling, a lot of them, they were young Black men. $1 million life insurance policy, a term policy for 30 years, $1 million policy is less than $100 a month. So when you think about it, when these things happen, they have to pay that family $1 million tax free. You're the beneficiary of a life insurance policy, you never pay taxes on that money. That money comes to you exactly how much is in that policy. That money is not taxed. So when you think about all just the issues that made national news, look at the issues that don't, the shootings that don't. If they had $1 million policy on their head, they would have to pay that out. What happens is when that money has come out and insurance goes up with these precincts, they're going to have to lay off police officers to pay for what they're going to either lose their money trying to get lawyers to fight insurance lawyers, which I don't know if you've heard of insurance lawyers, but they are the most ruthless. You are never going to
Mm-hmm.
win with an insurance lawyer ever.
Mm-hmm.
So these families will get their money, but it's going to put a dent in their budgets, and they're going to have to lay people off. And they're not going to be these cops. If they're not losing their job from what they did, they'll lose their job because they can't afford to pay them. They're going to have to do something when you start going, because the only place you can hit people with stuff like this is in their pockets.
Okay.
And that's whether you're voting, whether you have the money. And then if I was unfortunate enough, like Trayvon Martin's mom, she has made it her life's mission. She has lobbyists they are up there. They're gonna make changes to the way that they do things. They're gonna have to, because if they don't, it's gonna cost them more than they're willing to lose.
Well, then what's
Mhm.
this is again, it's rhetorical because
Mhm.
the question that I have is what's the magic number for
For
them to get tired of, for them to get to a point to saying, you know what, it's not worth it. We're losing too much at this point. What's that magic number?
We don't know that number. That's what's
I mean,
crazy.
we ain't been there. Yeah, we haven't. Yeah, that's what she's saying. Yeah, like if just imagine, Lord, well, we all insured. Just imagine if our whole neighborhood was insured. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. You know, that's what she getting at. Like half the people in our neighborhood not insured.
Sure.
You can go
And
like you can skip households, and every other household may have insurance.
yeah, absolutely. And so
And what
here
happened
was
back in the day? What happened back in the day would never happen now. See, back a long time ago, when Black Americans were Republicans and everybody had insurance, when they would go into these communities and they would burn things down. When you think of Black Wall Street and you think about Oscarville and you think about a lot of these other places, these were prominent businesses, merchants, people who own their homes, and when they would insure them through banks. Do you see video of people back then going in and out Philadelphia? People had insurance back in the 60s. And what would happen is when they would do things like this to these communities, when they would go to collect their policies, the banks wouldn't give them their money. And now that is absolutely not a possibility.
And so is it possible for us to go back? Is it possible for us to look back and go back and say, hey, American Family Insurance, Progressive, Geico, Farmers?
I feel like a lot of
This
those
is
companies are not around anymore. And the one that is a bank that I don't use. And I think we all know what bank that is. I'm not going to say. But I don't use it. I don't like the horse and buggy on the sign. I don't like the historic implication because they financed slave trade. They financed the sale of slaves. They financed Haiti's independence bill debt to the French. Like, I don't like that bank at all. At all.
What?
The more she talk, the more I like her.
Yeah. But to be fair,
Look at that.
all of the major corporations that we are familiar with right now had a hand or a part in that part of history. That's the unfortunate truth. Like Coca-Cola can't escape it. J.P. Morgan Chase can't escape it.
Oh, there's still some of that lingering, but I can tell you, one of the companies that's up and coming that is actually handles the platform that I work on, and I can openly speak about them because they're in partnership with our firm, is Ethos, which is backed by a minority-based hedge fund group called Sequoia. And yes, Ethos is a tech company, but they also dabble in insurance. And they're also a company that is up and coming, they haven't been around very long, but they're very technologically advanced in the way that they provide service and also give clients a way to get to the things they need to see and know what is going to best fit them. They're very strategic in that respect. And I like Ethos. They're a good company. So.
Yeah, I honestly, between all of us on the panel and the rest of the world, I recently did something. I switched over to an insurance with those. I was with another company, and they were hitting me above the head. But Ethos is I didn't do it recently. It's been in the works anyway. Well, Ethos is a very fluid movement and a way to go in order to get this process started. That's the truth of the matter.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
Yep. So, I mean, there's so much that we can do as far as financially pulling ourselves together. I think that once we start assimilating financially, anytime that we can assimilate in any way, it's never a good thing. They it's a threat because they know that you know what they say, it's a good thing that we look for equality and not revenge because there's a lot to say for the
Yeah.
way that we do things. I think financially it's great to find to pull our money together. But another area that goes along with finances that I really wish that we could be more active is voting. And I mean, I don't be the people that go to church Christmas and Easter. You know, don't just
I
vote
don't
when
go to
there's a
church at
presidential
all. I'll be
election.
that people.
Yeah. But vote at your ground levels. Vote with your mayor. Start work up
Yeah.
that way. Because when you vote that way and you vote up, then you start voting for your comptroller, you start voting for your delegates, your House of Representatives, your senators.
Hmm.
Those are the people that make the decisions. They can veto anything the president says. The president's not the person. It's the people around him.
Yeah. So why don't we become those people? Why don't we become the people that folks are casting their votes for? Why don't we become that?
Well, I don't
Same way
wait.
we feel like she was saying earlier about people that have little savings, they feel like they money not they can't save. It won't make a dent in savings, you know. Them same people say they voice won't be heard.
Yep.
I listen to them guys all the time, man. It's like y'all don't even try. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same what you saying about saving and investing, you know what I'm saying? The people not making a step, then it's hard to make a change.
Well,
We
though,
have something we're running here in Maryland. It's called Souls to the Polls. And we're all going to be driving people to the polls all day. And it's to make sure that people are registered to vote or voting. They are gerrymandering in a lot of states. Remember, I told you I have a
oh
senator on.
yeah,
She's in
yeah,
Alabama. They're doing some horrible things in Alabama
oh
to
yeah, yeah.
yeah. She
Oh,
has been for 25 years and then she is just tired. It's bad. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Cause see, this is a war being fought on many fronts, right? Not just the financial and economical front, right? But like the sister was saying, political as well. But what I do, because I'm kind of, we don't have enough time for me to go into my little diatribe tonight.
Why not?
But
Why
I'm a
not?
little well. So my thing simply is, I completely agree with the financial literacy and financial education of us as a group of people, right? But one of the things I always say is, right, if you give a fool $1, he's gonna spend it foolishly,
there
right?
you go.
And what we lack is what we often talk about on here, right? Is a cohesive collective mindset, right?
Mhm.
Because as a group of people, we spend upwards of $1 billion a year on foolishness, but
Trill.
what
Easily. Yeah.
trillions, right? But we have to understand, right, that they are statistically and collectively grouping this money together from different social groups of black people, right? You got the upper middle class, the super rich, the poor black people, and none of us cross ideologically get along, right? If we all could get along, right, and have the same vision, then in conjunction with what the sister is saying, right, we could be and would be a very formidable financial force in this particular country. So while this particular sister is uh putting forth her energies on the financial front, I have chosen, the political and activist front, right? Because we need to be able to have a clear vision to go along with what this sister is offering us. But yeah, everything she's saying, man, is spot on. But there's so many bulwarks and juggernauts in place to just keep us at bay. Because the sister started off by saying it's projected that what is it, 2075? The median,
2053.
2053, the median income for a black household is going to be zero. So that means, and that tells you the outlook of where we are headed financially. Then the sister also said that, and I'm paraphrasing, that that's going to make us prime candidates for going back in the cotton and tobacco fields. Now we all know, and I'm just speaking, we all know one person who ain't going. I'm just trying to tell you. I'm not going, Jack. So you can kill that one. But we
Yeah.
do need to start collectively in our neighborhoods. Like she was talking about, local politics is the strongest source of a political arm that you can have in the very community you live in, because you can get a lot done, and that's what I'm involved in, right? Awakening the local mind to the strength and power that they really have. Because see, it took a long time for me to get on the voting bandwagon, but that was until I saw the great vision of the local strength of politics. I hate national politics because it still can be corrupted. It still can. We've had too many examples. Al Gore, the one with Trump. I mean, and the electoral college is just a bunch of crappy
Bullshit.
jokers
Yeah.
anyway, right? But it's the
Yeah.
local politics that really determine, and I'm gonna be quiet. The reason why local politics is so important is because, see, once you start voting in your community, now you have the what's the word? Now you have the influence to solicit to your senators and congressmen, because now the tax bracket in your area, right? Because you are voting and your votes are being counted, right? Now you have a little bit of power to make demands about certain things that need to be done in your local communities. And as like she was saying, as you work from that position up, things can happen. But we do need to offer more financial literacy classes for our people, because we spend a lot of money on nothing, and it's like you said,
Yeah.
not in spaces that benefit us in the long term, right? If we spend more time politically working instead of twerking, we'll be all right.
Would we
But every
though?
time
And
I'm
that,
just
that's the
saying,
question. That's the question.
A
Would
good work
we?
hurt
The,
nobody.
the,
Come on,
the,
man.
the reason why I'm asking
Wanda,
is
don't
would
get me
we is
started.
Never hurt
because
nobody.
I know for sure
When you twerk too
that
much, that's all I'm
capitalism,
saying.
yeah, we do, but capitalism has no color to it.
It don't.
Capitalism doesn't actually have a color barrier, right? Capitalism has a simple understanding, and that understanding is how to use it and manipulate it and play it. And so if we haven't gotten to a point or a position to understand that capitalism happens in tiers, and capitalism also demands a loser, and we are the losers currently, then we are the ones that are in trouble. It's not everybody else. So we can continue to try to educate. There are tons of different programs out that educate people in the ways of finance. However, what we don't have is a movement to stalwart, to be stalwarts, to be an actual wall in the face of the bullshit that's being propagated to our actual culture, where we're putting our money into entertainment, right? Into those avenues. We haven't put up dams, as it were, to stop that flow. We've focused our energies on other rivers and streams, but we haven't gone back into where it's actually flowing and inserted dams. And that's the issue to me. That's the actual issue, right? I was looking at a video the other day on TikTok, and this young lady, the lyrics was so ridiculously horrible. Like, she was saying something about taking a perk, taking a plan B. The plan B didn't work, so I'm gonna just let him skeet down my throat, and then he's gonna turn me into a Twinkie. Like, young lady, you finna geek out on going to get perks that you finna sell yourself out? This is the entertainment. This is the entertainment that we're actually investing in, and this is why we finna be broke. Because that shit has no direct return whatsoever outside of hardship and more babies that we can't take care of, that we can't afford to take care of right now.
Well, okay.
All
So
right, go ahead, sis.
So let me say this. I'm going to agree with you, but I'm going to say, let me wind it back just a little bit. First and foremost, I want to say that there was a study done on how long money stays in each community. Asians keep money in their community the longest, 90 days.
Yeah,
We were the lowest. I want you to
yeah.
guess. I want you to guess how long money stays in the Black community.
A
Less
month.
than a day. It's
6
not a
hours.
month. Yeah,
Come on, man.
we don't even make it a full fucking day.
6 hours. And that is a problem in itself. Now I see that money, I see that changing. Why? Because a lot during COVID, a lot of us became entrepreneurs and we started selling things and growing things and doing our own things. The $12 billion industry that is hair, we cater to more than anybody else. We are starting to have our own hair companies. We're starting to own our own things, and I see those numbers changing. The second thing I wanted to go back and talk about is the swing vote in every election since we've been allowed to vote is the Black vote.
Yeah.
Always. And they pander to us in a way. Trump did it in the worst way with them damn shoes. But, they pander to us in a way that they want us to join what they do. One of the ways that I feel like they're pandering to us and people just aren't catching it is I have never seen a bigger divide between Black men and women in my life.
Oh my goodness.
And I think that is a huge part of it. There are a lot of Black men that are voting for Trump because they have created this patriarchal belief in the fact that a man has to look for this virginal type woman when they don't really, I try to get this, and this is probably where I'm not, the rest of the panel is not going to agree with me, but it kills me that the very man who complains about how women are nowadays are the very men that are in the Freaknik documentary on Hulu. Like, how are you going to talk about how you want women to be? And years ago, you were talking about drop down and get your ego on. You can't have it
Hey,
both ways.
hey. Calm down on that artist right there from St. Louis. You got too many St. Louis people on here right now. Nah, go ahead, sis. Go ahead.
Wanda, are
I
you
hear no
listening to
lies.
me? Am I wrong?
I missed it. What was happening?
Don't worry about it. You can finish doing her. You don't need to hear it. No,
And the hair looks good, though.
No, sis,
The hair looks
you
good.
ain't
I
wrong.
like
You ain't wrong.
No, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong.
Yeah,
You're not.
all
You're
these
not.
men
You're
on
not.
here agree with you.
like
Yeah,
the
they
These
whole
do.
men
the
who think
whole
like that are non-factors. They are
Yeah.
non-factors in the sense that we know that is an illusory thought. We know that is a fantasy built and bred out of patriarchy. Because if you got any type of sense, my father told me long time ago, so he said, son, if you out with your woman and she see a guy she know before she met you, calm down. Because that's just the reality.
It's
So,
not even that. It's the fact that, and this is probably gonna get me in
well,
trouble.
the reason why I'm saying it is because anytime that you place expectations upon a woman, I'm gonna talk. Anytime I say, "Well, I want my woman to be pristine and pure," that is not realistic. It's not
It's not,
realistic.
that's not real.
Foolish.
But
No, I'm
me,
talking about to say like you want somebody who's never ever done nothing, and she got to be this trophy on a pedestal.
That is
Everybody,
realistic, but what makes you think she wants to be with somebody that's been ran through, though?
but here's
Right. Right.
we've dated before, and I'm with somebody else, and I see you. You invisible to me, baby. I don't see you. You don't see me.
I guess the
Okay.
point I'm trying to make is
Mhm.
I can't meet a woman and I be talking about how many bodies you got. That's ignorant.
Oh
It
yeah,
is.
That's
It's-
ignorant.
It is.
And vice versa. It's ignorant. Because what you did before me don't have nothing to do with me unless it's an issue with your sexual health. Right?
Like,
If it's some
he was just practicing. I'm good now. He was just
I mean,
practicing.
yeah, that's foolishness.
It was just
Yeah.
practice.
But
Yeah, that's a bunch of monkey business.
what we're seeing now, and it's becoming more prevalent than ever, is you see a lot of men that go out here and they have their cake, eat it too, roll in the crumbs, And then when they get to an age where they don't want to take care of themselves, then they want to settle down with somebody that's going to care for them through their older age. And then this woman has been in the house all this time.
I
So
ain't
you
gonna,
expect her,
I ain't
her
gonna
to take care of you after you've been in the street. You got all these kids. Like, it goes both ways.
Look at you, right?
Yeah, because
So
yeah.
go ahead, Jay.
I was just about to say, it's such a foolish conversation. I made 2 posts, and only one I put on TikTok, but I put both of them on YouTube.
Mhm.
And the one post that I put on was about women, and I was like, first off, how can you coming at me aggressively? This is what I was saying, the undertone of it. But you
Mhm.
got baby hair on your goddamn forehead. You spent time putting the baby hair on your motherfucking forehead. You think I'm gonna take you serious? It's baby hair on your forehead, ma'am. You 35, 40 plus years old, but there's baby hair on your forehead. I can't go. I can't get past
Everybody
go.
got edges.
No. It's
Hey,
not
Dirt,
edges.
don't do
It's
that, Dirt. Look
baby
at Dirt.
hair.
Dirt terrible,
Yeah.
man.
No. I can't get past go. I can't get past
What you
go.
said, Wanda?
But
I said micro braids took them edges out in for 99 and a 2000, just like
right.
Wanda
Right.
is a mess.
Right.
God, no.
And that's real. And so here and for dudes, like I don't understand how dudes are jumping into conversations and wanting to have the conversation of women submitting to them when these motherfuckers, and I said this actually on YouTube. I was like, first off, you stay in somebody's basement. How are you going to have an actual conversation with someone when you stay in somebody's basement? It's not that you went out on your own and things didn't work out, and so you're trying to start back over. No, it's that you've always been in somebody else's basement, but
Ooh,
you want somebody
Jesus.
to submit to you. That's the first thing. The second thing is
Foolishness.
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 The second thing is how are you going to engage in a conversation of submission with a woman, but you are expecting Christmas gifts? That don't equate to me. It doesn't equate to me. The third thing that I said was, how are you going to enter in a conversation with women for submission and someone has to tell you
Wash your
to take
ass.
a shower?
Mm,
Mhm.
mm, mm.
I
James,
never
Like,
had that
no.
don't start it. Don't start, boy. Look,
Mm.
I just briefly want to revisit the topic that you talked about, right? About how long money stays in the community, right? The Chinese versus the Jewish community versus
Yeah,
the European versus the black, right? And
yeah.
immediately when I am confronted
That-
with that type of thought, I asked then myself why. And the conclusion I came to, when I researched it, is the Chinese and the Jewish and the Jews and the Caucasians have had one thing in America that we've never had, and also
Freedom?
the Mexicans have had it too, right? And no, it's a land base. They own land, and this is why I say
Yeah.
that land
Okay.
breeds
Okay.
nationalism. There are Chinese people who live in different areas of China, but they all share the same land base. So they have a collective, there it is, they have a collective, unified view of this other Chinese person, right? The
Okay.
Chinese for the Chinese, that's why their money stay in their community so long. They not going down the street to Uncle Bob's store. They're not going across Manhattan to spend no money at the bodega. It stay all in Chinatown because of the influence of their cultural upbringing, right? We never had any type of nationalistic connection, right? We was always in somebody else's something, coupled with the fact in our neighborhoods, every other ethnic group has a business in it but us. The Arab, the Korean, the white
Mm.
boy, I mean, it's just everybody else is benefiting off of our community money, but our own community.
Correct,
And
correct.
If you look at major cities back in the 70s and even maybe within the last years also, when you see a lot of immigrant families that come into the country, they are usually given,
Like a
they
tax
come in,
break for a certain income.
they come in with a certain amount of income, but they're also given grants to put stores and things in our community because white America doesn't want Chinese corner stores in their communities. So they will
Mm-mm.
put those places in our communities. But fun fact, this may not be of interest to you, but I found this to be very interesting. As you know, redlining was an issue up until what time is it? And what happened is
exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
back in the
Exactly.
day, they used to redline. They used to redline, but they used to do it very discreetly. Either they had maps that no one saw, or they would redline by planting trees in specific areas, lines of trees across the roads to mark where they didn't want minorities to be. Unfortunately, when they decided to purchase and plant these trees in a lot of areas, they didn't have a botanist there to explain to them what happens when male trees go through their horny phase. So what happens is male trees ejaculate into the air. And if there aren't female trees to catch it, all of that pollen is in the air, which is why everybody gets seasonal allergies now because the trees would release a lot of pollen because they did not have male female trees to catch the pollen to grow, and that pollen is in the air. And that's why in a lot of those gated communities and private sector communities, they have a lot of everybody has allergies really bad because those trees in their yards, the
So
red line.
they did have botanists in that study, and more male trees were planted during in the inner cities than what they were everywhere else. I was telling Dirk not too long ago to
Like
go
that.
get some female plants and to get some female trees to plant around his house. I'm very familiar with the actual study you're talking about. I've read it, I've studied it, and I've looked into it. And unfortunately, the reason why we've begun to to suffer from allergies and everything that you're saying is for two reasons. First off, because y'all ain't like went out and hollered at Maya about Herbalife and the immunity effect. Anyway, that's another session for another time. But also, it's because exactly for what you said, right?
Mhm.
There when male plants begin to push out their pollen, there are no female plants to take that
Yes.
in,
Yep.
right? And so when the seedlets are being dropped, there's nothing to fertilize those things. And since there's no fertilization, it also there's an actual direct effect on the total ecology of the city. So you have a smaller production of worms and grubs and bugs that's actually needed for the soil in order to maintain healthy plants.
Mhm.
So there's a lot that's reduced when it comes, and these are studies that have been done since the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
It's nothing new. It's
Mhm.
nothing new. They know they've got this stuff down to a science. They know if you look at the actual, and it comes about 60 to 90 days before the season hits, the propaganda that's pushed out. It's the small things. Take notice with the small things that are being sold before they grab hold,
Mhm.
right? If you start seeing a few daggone advertisements on TV for Zyrtec.
Mhm.
Understand what time it's about to be. If you see a few commercials about taking a shot or taking a vaccine when flu season happens before flu season, understand what's about to happen. We've been conditioned. They've got the aspect of conditioning down. When I say they, I'm talking directly to and about. And this is my conspiracy theory. The government. but they've got conditioning down so far to a science that they don't have to teach it anymore. We teach each other these things. We teach our children these things.
Mhm.
They don't have to say it. We'll do it for them,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll react in that stance instead of doing something better. If I know that allergy season is about to come, why wouldn't I plant some food, some female plants? Come catch this.
Mm-hmm.
I want my garden to be successful anyway.
Right.
You
I don't
did.
want to. I'm tired of getting Jesus down.
I'm just saying.
They're just
There-
terrible. They're terrible.
Didn't know
Yeah.
I didn't know that was the, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
just the
It's a
male
thing.
tree
It's a
just out
thing.
here just
Yeah,
letting
that's a
that
real
go
thing. Like
in the
there's
hair
a
and
book.
stuff.
There's even you know, I'm in Maryland. I'm not where you guys are. I'm in Maryland, and I'm about 50 minutes from where the bridge went down the other day. And I don't know if you saw Pete Buttigieg when he did his speech about the racism with the bridge. He was 100% correct, and people took it the wrong way. He was right.
Mm.
Because they pulled up the paperwork for when they built that bridge. That bridge was built in 77.
Mm-hmm.
They intentionally built that bridge to make it challenging for Black and brown children to get from Baltimore to Anne Arundel County to go into those neighborhoods.
Okay.
And it was in writing. It's there, like in there. And Buttigieg is very good for pointing out things like this. That's why I like him.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
always liked him.
I agree with that.
Yeah, he talked about that today. And there was a lot of us that have been here our whole lives. We knew that there was a lot going on with that bridge. There was a lot that bridge encompassed, and it had a lot to do with the rezoning and the moving of Black and brown children into those areas from Baltimore. So
Wait a minute. You just said rezoning.
Mhm.
That's so I'm just now taking into consideration the rezoning aspect of the destruction of that bridge. I am literally just now taking that in consideration.
That was the first thing.
That's
I gotta
huge.
go though, ladies and gentlemen. Myself.
Yeah,
personally.
yeah. You know what?
Hey, with the
Thank you
boys
for
got
saying that,
activity
Cuzzo.
tomorrow, Dirt.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. I got
No, don't be.
Okay.
yeah.
Let's swoop in the final thoughts. And we'll keep the picture static. We'll keep it the way
I
it
want
is.
to give Cuz information and everything before we left. Let her well, I guess she'll take it in when.
Yep, I'll type it now.
All right. Definitely want to make White came down the steps and yes, we definitely need to reach out, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, for sure. Wanda, Chris, y'all got final thoughts? I love the fact that y'all doing her right now. I really dig that.
Hey, when there's a task that needs to be done, we got to get it done. Okay.
It looks really
Okay.
good too.
Is
Thank
it
you.
an occasion or you just whipping?
Huh?
Is it an occasion or you just whipping?
No, we just needed our hair done. So she twisted mine, I twisted hers. She styled mine, I'm styling hers.
When I retire, I'm gonna need y'all to twist mine too.
Oh shit.
Boy, you ain't getting no locks. Get out of here.
Shit. All right.
I think you
Wife?
should call
Think
that
that-
girl that had the baby hairs on the front of her head to help you get something.
Oh no, I can't even do nothing but chicks with baby hair. Like
It's
I
lock
don't
like
even want to talk.
you.
That's a bad look.
Anybody that got
All right,
locked
sis.
through to the game.
Facts.
Thanks
Ain't
Uh,
no
for the invite. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
to you. Yeah, you got it. It's on you. Final thoughts.
Thanks for the invite. I'm glad you invited me. I hope I added some value to you today. My handle is Fantastic Facts on TikTok, and my name is my name on Facebook. I put content on both pages. So
Oh, no.
if you have questions, I also put my email and my phone number in the chat. If you wanted to just ask questions, about 20, 25 minute consultation. It's free, of
You put
course.
it in the private chat. Put it
I was
on
about to
the
say you put it in the private chat. We needed to be in a public chat. Yeah,
Okay, so
put
you
it in
just
the
put it on
public
your
chat.
page.
Yeah,
Okay.
put it
Okay.
up. Yeah, put it right out here. Right
Okay.
out here.
I'll definitely put it there, and I'll put my calendar. You can just schedule time with me. And it's about 25 minutes. I can show you illustrations. And, I don't take money for this. I do it for free, but referrals are how you can help me out. Refer more people. The more people we get to straighten their money, the better off we get with society and growing our wealth. So that's all I care about. Thank you for having me today.
No,
Appreciate you.
always.
Appreciate
Thank you for coming. And the hope is that you come back and visit us more and continue to push
And bring
your
some friends.
message.
Thank you.
Yeah, push your message. Absolutely. Big bro, what you got?
Well, I was just in Baltimore last week, my first time in Baltimore, and I was able to see the beauty of Baltimore beyond all the other stuff. I also see why they shot the wire there too, boy. And I'm a St. Louis guy, and I got a little nervous up in Baltimore. I said, yeah, it's time to go.
Yeah.
Straight up. And I'm a stomp down nut. And I said, yeah, it's time to get up out of Baltimore. But my final thoughts. My final thoughts are always simply try to be the best human being that you can be, right? Because what is a man or a woman who does not leave the world better than they found it? And I also wanted to inform everybody who didn't know I'm a broker as well. I'm broker than everybody on this panel. So I knew Wanda was gonna laugh. Yeah, I'm a broker too. I'm broker than everybody. Look at Dirk. Hey Dirk, you know how I get down. Yeah. But I'm just thank y'all for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here getting extra information and valuable information to increase the quality of not only our lives but the lives of our children after us. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. Steel sharpens steel. It always will.
Look at
Steel
Dirk.
sharpens steel.
This
Yeah,
dude.
steel sharpens steel. It always will. So my final thoughts is there's a lot of work. There's a lot of work that has to be done.
Mm.
And not everyone is supposed to be saved.
Mm-mm.
Not everyone will be saved. However, the hope and the aspiration is to latch on to those who have an ear to hear the messages that are being presented. Things are going to actually begin to tumble faster than what we anticipate. Our voices are going to be muted, as it were, faster than what we anticipate. The whole experiment, the whole hope and goal is to reach the people that are supposed to be reached and to latch on to that so that we can progress and we can move further. There are a lot of things that I've seen because of the business that I work in. There's a lot of things that I've seen before. A lot of people have been privy to them when I was working in a certain aspect of this organization. And all I can say is hold tight, hold tight. Invest in your loved ones while you can. That's all I can say. That's my warning, and that's my hope. There will become a time, like before we know it, to where the same people we thought we loved are going to have to draw down on us and tell us to make a decision. So
Well, that crown
all fun and
blueberry.
games.
Yeah, what blueberry?
Yeah.
What is blueberry?
Yeah, the
Blackberry.
blueberry. It's all
Blackberry.
it's all fun and games. I hear a lot of people talking about bullets being hurled around and shooting people and all that other bullshit. And it sounds great. It's all fun and games when it's in words, but when it actually happens in real life and people send them and you got to return them, it takes on a whole nother meaning. It's different. It's different. If you have a conscience, it's different. So I will finalize everything that I'm saying with be better, do better. Listen while you can, take heed while you can, invest while you can, and build with those who want to build in the same or a similar fashion as you while you can, because we won't always have these opportunities. We won't. And not just that, but always have fun.
That's what's up.
You know,
Even with your life,
yeah, live without fear.
Oh,
No, you good, cuzzo. Live without fear, because fear will stop you from being great. And we all have a propensity to be great, and we need to meet that. So that's where I'll stop. And
That blackberry
Thank
talking in the dirt. Look at the dirt.
I'm trying. I gotta stop.
Hey,
Because
me and Dirt thinking the same thing, but that blackberry, that's some tough stuff, ain't it, man?
Hey, it's a limited edition. Let me throw this. Hey,
Let me
it's
see,
limited
yeah.
edition.
Mhm.
Limited edition.
Great day.
Yeah.
I ain't know if that was Jig or Morgan Freeman had started talking, started narrating. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Dirt, don't do that, Dirt.
Hey, but I can say directly for sure, even in the sober minded, I love y'all, I miss y'all, and I can't wait to see your faces again and be like, converse with everybody. So
Yeah, this has been one of
that's
the
what
best.
I got.
This has been one of the
That's
best
what I got.
Yeah,
ones.
most definitely. Love y'all.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Love you too, cuzzo.
Don't forget
Always.
us at least twice a day. Oral health is
At
overall
least
health.
twice.
Yes, I was waiting for her to say it.
Yeah. Absolutely. So we're going to do this one time for the one time, because it's a family bloodline, and then we're going to end it. Here we go.